Good day, YouTube. We are back with another video, which is a YouTube video. Please, before we continue, guys, do hit that like button, click on the notification bell so that you can get notified every time I drop this raw trading content. So guys, I've been getting a lot of DMs on how I personally approach the synthetics and indices markets, right? So I decided to come up with a video, or maybe like a sort of like a series, or maybe like a 1 week series, right? So we're gonna like start today. I decided to, like, you know what, let me just show these guys on how I personally approach these synthetics and indices markets. Those who doesn't know synthetics and indices, they are software programmed markets, which means that they are being driven by a software or a robot. You're trading against a robot, unlike currencies. So they are not being affected by the news. You can trade them 24/7 like crypto. They are like cryptocurrencies, right? The market doesn't close, bro. But here is the thing. They also follow the rules of the market structure. If price is in a bearish trend, obviously you'll be looking at to sell at your lower highs. If price is in a bullish trend, obviously you'll be looking to sell at your higher lows. Buy at your higher lows. So if you get in touch with this video, guys, please use it as an educational purpose only, because I don't have a license. I don't even have a right to teach you on how to trade or even give you a signal, right? But this video can be useful to you, right, if you want to venture in the trading space. I'm not a guru, but I can multiply my account. I have done that for a couple of, I would say, like a 1 year duration, right? But my biggest win was turning 13 USD to 1K, which was, I thought at the beginning was impossible, but the power of swing trading, it did work in my advantage. And like I was saying, I was trading on Well Trade. That's why most of the people were so shocked about that. But if you want to be part of those massive profits or massive moves, you can join our free group. You can join our private group. But the free group, I share one up to 3 signals per day. Can be 1 up to 3 signals per week. It depends. Sometimes I don't even share, because most of the time I share when I share a signal at the at the signal group, I only share it after it's been confirmed. So guys, this is how I personally trade the market, the synthetics and indices market, right? So what I want you to do is, you can see I'm on jump 50, and I can see that on jump 50 overall we are still bearish, right? Overall we are still bearish, because if I mark my key zone here, that's my all-time high. It's my all-time high, right? So from that all-time high, we shifted structure outside and inside and outside. We even shifted this, and this one was our external structure, which means that now when we take out this leg, that means that price has changed a major character, because I will show you, previously they were bullish, now they later turn to bearish. Because if you look at the structure, so I was supposed to fix this, but I couldn't. If you look at the structure, we had this low, this high. Instead of a lower low, or another low, we had a high, a double bottom, which is a same low. Instead of this holding price, they shifted, they gave us a high. higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So this was just an internal structure, because you can see from there now they shifted that internal structure, giving us a low, lower high, lower low, then lower low here. So according to structure, where is the last swing lower high? So if you look at the last structure, according to the last swing lower high, I'll be looking at this one here. So this will be my key level that I'll be interested on. Why? The reason number one is, if you look here, we have a key zone, right? We have a key zone, and below that key zone we have this liquidity. Now when you look at price has swept this liquidity, right? And according to structure, for them to come and collect that liquidity, they needed this bullish trend. They needed this bullish trend, and you can see this is where they gave us a change of character. After they gave us that double bottom, they gave us a change of character. They retraced inside, it's okay. Then they shifted structure here. Came to this demand, shifted structure here. Now what I'm interested on is the key level that was responsible for that last break of structure, right? Which is this one here. And if you look around that key level, just like here, we had this key level, and around that key level we had a demand, right? Same here, we can mark this key level, or we can mark this demand, because this demand was responsible for breaking this swing high, right? It was responsible to break that major swing high, and we still have this as our current major swing high. Now, do we have a swing higher high? We want to see price giving us a swing higher high. But here, before we can say this is our swing higher high, we want to see this on daily closing below here. But hey, even if they don't close below here, from where they are to that line, that's a lot of pips according to tariff, right? And if I look at the structure here, I can see that price is still bullish. Price is still bullish, but if you look at the last break is weak. So if the last break is weak, I will take it as a liquidity sweep. But after the sweep liquidity, now what I want to see is a closure or a break and close below here, because that break and close below, it will tell me that automatically on lower time frames we have shifted the structure. Now we check 8 hours. Like I was saying, it's not like we're gonna forget about this major structure, but by the time we start to look at this major structure retracement, by the time we start, that's why I say that we're gonna have like a 1 week synthetic series trading, just the 1 week we'll be focusing on it. Now by the time we trade the 50% to 61.8 is after when they break out of that dotted line, because after they break and close below that dotted line, we have 50% where they can retrace to. We also have did they retrace into this breaker block? No. So they can even come to this one, but like I was saying, before we can focus to this one, we wanna talk about this one here, because the current structure, like I was saying, we have mitigated a major key level zone. But remember, when we were going there, we were going in a bullish trend, and we are still bullish until we break and close below here, because when we break and close below here, that means we change the character. So according here, if they don't close below here, that means that's not a change of character, it's just a sweep. Like I was saying, until they break and close. So according to the structure, if I take my Fibonacci from here, this guy is already corrected 50% to 61.8, but literally according to 4 hours, there's nothing here that we can use, right? Let's go to 2 hours. Then 50% and 61.8, still there was no clear point of interest. So according to the structure, what I'm looking at is to see this guy's break into 1 hour point of interest, because I can see the bearish movement here. We still don't have nothing here. Let's go to 30 minutes, because I want a clear point of interest, and already here I don't see nothing. So I think now it's time for them to even come and break and close below here. But what I will do is, I can see that we have a current week candlestick here. Sorry guys, you can see we have this candlestick here. It has liquidity also, which is this liquidity. So like I was saying, according to that structure, this is where they give us the last sweep. We want to see them taking this liquidity. So if you look at the structure clearly, you see that here. That's what I'm saying, that the current structure now is bearish, because lower low, and you can see went up to collect those liquidities, came down, take out this leg, now what's left? According to, let's go to 15 minutes, because we might even get a clean order block there. You see now? You see now? Good. Okay. me check about it. Sorry guys, that was my sister. I'm back home, so excuse me from I'm disturbing you guys, but like I was saying, this is a free video, so I ain't got those gadgets yet, where you can kill the noise, bro. So if I pull my Fibonacci here, because now if I check here, or I can even pull from the origin here and look at 50% to 61.8. And if you look at 50% and 61.8, we had this level here. It's already mitigated. Let me give you the codes. You can see we had a supply. Below that supply, we had that liquidity. The liquidity was taken out, tapped, we sold, took out this. Look at 61.8. 61.8. We had this candlestick came, but they didn't break structure, which means that if they didn't break structure, we have this liquidity here. We might even catch this one. We have liquidity here, and we also have this buyers who went in here. So currently the structure is bearish. So if it's bearish, if you look here, we have untapped the supply here. So I'll decide to sell in this supply. Just like that. I sell here. 15 minutes, like I was saying, we have that demand there. But I'm looking for price to take out this leg, guys. So we can even take it. That's like 1:4. Obviously, I will share it on the free group. So if you're not part of the group, make sure you do. So my lookout is for Jump 50 to sell to this. Yes, until they take out that on. Yeah, that's it, guys. So we just wait. Okay, we can wait for another minute. This candlestick is left with like a minute to close. So here we can enter. Then they can even come collect this lower time frame liquidity, induce traders to buy. They can retrace around here or maybe back to our entries, but either way, like I was saying, personally I'll be looking at something like this. Because just like I was saying here, man, it was one and the same thing. Yeah. Even the second one. If you look here, came, collected that liquidity, when they tapped inside the supply here, you could have sold or maybe placed your sell limits there. This was like 1:5, well, actually 1:6. Maybe you could have targeted 1:5. So even if, let's say, they don't collect that liquidities, but if they break and close below here with a body, that's when I can start looking for sales. But either way, my sales are still up there for now, unless they, let me show you, unless they decide to close here with the body, because this is the last lower high that is holding price right now, according to lower time frames, because for now it's not actually the high because it didn't shift this. So the main one is this one for now, because it was responsible for breaking this according to 15 minutes. But when you go to 5 minutes, you will see that already this current leg is a lower high, even though you haven't shifted this. According to lower time frames, this inducement was its generation that we shifted. Just let's go to 5 minutes or 2 minutes or 3 minutes. You will definitely see what I'm talking about. You see now, clean and clear. So while we are waiting for jump, let's check the May. Wow, guys, look at this. Obvious, this will be shared, man, on my 3 groups. We are back here, guys. We are back here. We can even put this one here, but it's okay. Let's just put it here. We are back into this break, so into this candlestick week, which is demand when you go to lower time frames. I've been explaining this on our free channels, on our free sessions. But if you haven't been part of it, make sure you follow this. Make sure you follow this YouTube, or make sure you follow this YouTube series. It's gonna be sort of like a boot camp, because I'll be dropping not like every single day, but when we place trades, we'll be trading just like this. You see, we are analyzing, we'll be executing, we'll be trading, we'll be taking profits. If it's a TP, it's a TP. If it's an SL, it's an SL. Life goes on. Let's go to, yes, go to So 4, you can see, man, we had this beautiful demand, tapped into that beautiful demand. We kind of like shifted, but this shift wasn't impulsive. But if you look at this one here, it's an indication that we might even get a reverse from there. We might get a reverse from here. And this will be our first TP, guys. Before we can even talk about any legs there, we will see how they shifted that one before we can take it. This first one here, they as well as represents our take profits, because if you look at the structure, price is still bearish. This wasn't a break of structure, it was a sweep, which was a liquidity grab. Man, how they shifted structure, if they want to continue selling, they should at least correct 50% to 61.8 before they push down, right? Now if I go to 1 hour, if you check around 61.8, 61.8, we had this candlestick that was breaking and closing below, but it's already been corrected. So if you look here, we have this breaker block. It hasn't been tapped. Below it, you can see we have liquidity. Okay, what I see here now, I can see that this guy's already changed the sub-internal character. Let's go to 30 minutes to see fractal, because you can see, man, what they did, they shifted structure, then tap into a demand, because if you pay close attention here, you will definitely see here, that's where they changed the character. And if you look, we had this inducement here, which is our liquidity. Now, for them to come to tap and collect this liquidity, they needed a bearish trend. You can see here, they were bearish. Where is the last leg to take this bearish move? It was this one. You see that they are failing to take out this one, but it's still a choke. Like, it's still a choke. But if they are failing to take out this one, you'll be buying from 50% to 6. You'll be buying from 78.6. Why? Because if you look at 78.6, if you look at 78.6, you can see that we have liquidity here. Oops, I wonder why is it doing this to me? Why, man? So since they are failing to break and close their guys, man, please don't buy from this one. Now when you buy from this one, let's delete this because we no longer need it. can put it your stop loss there. Your TP is here. Your first take profit is gonna be here, which is 1:3. This one is one is to the second one is 1:4. And you can even target this one here. If guys listen, if they shift here with the body like this, then yes, that's when you can look for buys there. So, but let's say right now where they are, they decide to close here anyway. If they do that, that means that they still have. If they do that, you can even wait for them to tap into this one. They can even push, fail to break and close above this one, then decide to close below so that they can come and tap this one and push up. So it's just how the software is moving. Like right now, they can decide to, because right now there's a gap where they are reacting from this gap. They can push, like they can push from this gap, then fail to break and close above. When they decide to close below this one, that's when you will definitely know that these guys now are coming to this before the actual push, which will be up here. So it's just how it is. But now let's just look at those tools. We're not gonna give this because I don't want this video to be very long. So this is it, guys. Jump 10 and jump 50. We will see, man, if we will be right. The rest is up to the market. See, wow, see, I'm gonna go and share this one with the group there. You see, so until we meet again, guys, thank God.